What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I am doing a get ready with me, talking about influencers that I think are problematic. This was sprung into my head to do after watching the 5-part series of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. I did want to wait a while after all the hype died down of making videos of that and just kind of digest what I learned from that. And in doing so, I've also realized some other things about some other influencers. So I'm just talking about 8 influencers I believe that I think are problematic, how I feel about them, how I don't, etc, etc, etc. So if you're interested in not only hearing my opinions on that, but also seeing this eye look, I tested out basically all new makeup. I finally got to dig into my Natasha Denona palette. So yeah, if you guys are interested in hearing my opinions, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so kind of like I said in the intro, I am bringing you guys another get ready with me. I just kind of want to talk about some things that have just been on my mind. This is only my second get ready with me on this channel, and I will link above my other previous one. I do want to just get it out there. I do have a stupid, really bad tan this year, even worse than normal. So you can see it's like a weird loop. So in previous videos that I have uploaded, you might be questioning my ability to color match. I can color match. I just go based on my face because my chest and arms and all that are never, it's never the same shade. I'm always 50 shades of black, okay? So but anyways, let's get into this get ready with me. I will attempt to have all the items that I'm putting on my face scroll across the screen, and I'm going to try and kind of condense this, but we shall see. Okay, so the main topic, really the only topic is just problematic beauty gurus. I feel like, especially after the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star collab video, which is honestly the reason why I even thought to do this. After that came out, a lot of people immediately were like, oh, I love Jeffree, I need to give him a chance, he's so good, he's so this. And you know, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. I just kind of wanted to come on here and give my 2 cents about him, and then just some other people that I've been hearing some questionable things about. And I'm just curious. I also do want to say that I just ran and I just threw on my skincare, so if you see some like sweat still, that's why. Anyways, okay, so it's not hard to find any of the controversies that have happened when it comes to Jeffree Star. They're all out there, and I will say that I appreciated. Okay, the only reason that I even watched this series in the first place is because I was watching a Tati video, which I have said I have recently resubscribed to her. And she was talking about how the Shane Dawson series, we should see it because it shows a side of Jeffree, one that she had never seen, and then also it kind of shows why she's friends with him. So I decided to be open-minded, go watch that. And I have never watched the Shane Dawson video. I'm not a Shane Dawson subscriber. I don't really know much about him. I believe, from what I can tell, he's one of the really well-known original OG YouTubers, but I don't know very much about him, I'm not gonna lie. And okay, so the way she made that series out to be was that we were gonna really get to know Jeffree Star, and the first 3 parts of the series was basically just Jeffree Star showing off all of the stuff that he owns. Oh, I have a $7 million closet. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, from hearing how he has grown and where he started from, I understand you want to, you know, not even show off, you want to just be proud of what you have accomplished. But at the same time, it does seem like he's showing off in that video to me. And that might not be a popular opinion, but that's how I feel. And I mean, the last two, I think I would say about the last two parts is where you really get to see what goes through Jeffree's mind. Now, granted, you never know if this is stuff that, like, this is how he really feels, or if he's just putting on for the cameras. You never really know, because you only know if you actually know him as a person. But from the stuff that happened in the last two parts, you know, I kind of, I wouldn't say I felt bad for him, but in a way, for lack of a better word, I understood where Jeffree was coming from. Now, don't get me wrong. I still don't think that just because people are calling you out your name, doing all this and that you have rights to do racial slurs and just call people rats and all that. I really don't think, I understand you were hurt. I understand, you know, people bullied you. Granted, I didn't get, in my lifetime, I have not gotten the same types of discrimination as him, but I do get discrimination. I have had moments where I have been discriminated against for various things of me, you know. I am, you know, a black woman. I am, there's a whole bunch of things, you know. So I understand, you know, feeling down and not knowing what to do in those instances. But personally, with my personality, I've never been that person to lash back. Honestly, in those instances, I kind of go into a shell and I just, but anyways, this is not about me. And I just think that it's very interesting now how, because of those 5 parts, everybody, especially those who his comments did not affect. Like, if you are not a person of color, specifically a black woman, I really don't think that you have the right to tell me or any other black woman, oh, you need to get over it. Like, these were things that he said 10 years ago. He wasn't saying that towards you or towards your demographic. So I don't think you have the right to say that to anybody who is in the demographic that he was discriminating against, regardless of if it was coming from a place of hurt or not. I still don't think that's a reason to say the things that he said. But I think that now, because of that video, it's like, it's the new trend to love Jeffree Star. And I'm not that person. I'm not about to be a person that just goes with trends just because he showed vulnerability and actually showed us, you know, things that happened in his past, and has talked about things that he's never talked about on his channel or to anybody. He was even saying some things that he didn't talk to his boyfriend, who is, I think, Nathan. I mean, yes, I'm in a way, I'm proud that he did that, but at the same time, I'm still not going to support you. I will say I may not feel as much angst and hatred, if you will. Not hatred, but like, I don't feel as much like I refuse to deal with Jeffree Star. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not subscribed to him. I will not watch any of his videos. I did end up watching his apology video, which, that's problematic. I don't think that was genuine, to be quite honest. I think the most genuine that I've seen of him about all of the things that he has done was in that Shane Dawson 5-part series, and even honestly those last 2 parts. I don't think anything else that he has done on YouTube has been as genuine as those parts have been. But I mean, I still don't feel okay supporting him. And like everybody else says, you know, do you, boo. If you want to support him, support him. If you don't want to support me because I don't support him, I mean, fine. But that is just something that I don't feel comfortable doing. I can't support him personally just because of my ethos, and I think I wouldn't be true to myself if I supported him. But I do, in a way, I guess, understand why he would do that. I think it's just a different personality. Like I said, my personality, I would never, don't get me wrong, I have jumped on people, but when I jump on them, I don't racially demean them. You know, I just tell them, you know, that's not right, you know. But like the way that he jumps on people, he goes straight for race, and that's not, I don't think that's a good way to handle those situations. So long story short, I think that it was nice that that Shane Dawson did that series to give those who like refuse to watch any Jeffree Star video the chance to see him. And you know, if him and Shane Dawson really were true and they really have become friends, I think that's nice. I do also want to point out that like apparently throughout the series he was like shading the 4 other people that he was like best friends with, I guess a couple months ago. Honestly, I didn't catch that, but that's probably because like I said, I was never a follower of him, and I chose earlier, I want to say this year, to unfollow anybody that had been attached to him, and that would only be for me Laura Lee and Tati. Let's jump into some other people. Let's just go into the other 4. So based on other videos, I have realized that Nikita Dragun, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, and Zamara, Gabriel Zamara are the other 4 that was in his like clique, if you will. So for Nikita Dragun and Gabriel Zamara, I was never interested in following them. Honestly, I didn't hear about them until honestly they became in that little clique. That's when I first heard about them. And like I said, I didn't give anybody who was his friend any time of day. So hearing some of the comments that they have had, racist or otherwise, haven't made me change my mind about supporting them, because I didn't support them in the first place. So I mean, but I think it is interesting how they seemingly stopped being friends with Jeffree after they had already, you know, gotten out there as being friends with him, gotten what I would say, you know, their piece of the pie from him. And now they're like, oh no, we're not friends with him because he's racist, all this and that. I just think that that's very interesting how you decided to no longer be friends with him after, you know, maybe all of your social medias have already been impacted by being friends with him. That's just very sketchy and interesting to me. So yeah. So those 2, I mean, that's kind of all I have to say about them. If you want to see what they have said in the past, I will link down below 2 videos from Here's the Tea. She is the only drama channel that I actually follow, because I feel like she is very non-biased and is honest. Not even honest, she's non-biased, and she'll just give you the facts, and she'll let you decide how you feel about whomever happened to have drama that day, you know. So those 2 kind of I'm done with those. Next is Laura Lee. Not Laura Lee, I'm gonna do Manny MUA first. Manny MUA, I was never a person who was attracted to him. Nothing against him, I just was never into his channel. But I feel as though out of the whole group, he was the one that really, I feel like, took advantage of Jeffree and then kind of walked away. I feel like it's very interesting how you didn't feel like his racism was too bad to do a collab with his cosmetic brand and to basically be his best friend up until you basically started your own brand. And you know, I will, you know, put in this little disclaimer. I don't really do disclaimers, but like, I don't know any of these people. This is all conjecture based on what I can tell just from social media, and honestly just from what people have brought to my attention, because like I said, I don't follow any of these people. But I just find it very interesting. Oh my god, these brows are not even at all. I find it very interesting that he no longer is friends with him now that his makeup line has gone off. He's honestly, he's grown on YouTube from what I can tell as well. It's very, very interesting to me, you know? And I feel as though out of everybody, he's the one that I feel like just kind of low-key mooched off of Jeffree Star and then was like, okay, I've gotten what I needed. Peace. Like I said, I don't know them. I don't know what happened in their relationship. I can only say what I can see from what I see from social media, all of that jazz. So Manny anyway that's how I feel about him. When it comes to Laura, I feel like Laura was already big to begin with, before I knew that she was friends with Jeffree Star. I don't know if he helped. I genuinely don't know. But I feel as though she was big before she became friends with him. And so her no longer being friends with him, I couldn't even guess as to why that occurred. It may be because of the racism, but then again, there have been tweets that have surfaced of her being racist and having racist comments. So it's very interesting. I don't know if she just kind of went with, you know, everybody's against him, I need to separate myself because I am creating my own brand. That might be. Whether that shows that you're a good friend leaves a little bit to be desired, but it is a smart business move to separate yourself from somebody who has a lot of controversy when you're trying to start your own brand. Especially, yes, you might potentially lose all of his supporters, but all of the people who don't support him, you know, you might gain their support. So I find it interesting that she and basically all of them have been hypocrites in a way, because they said that they no longer were friends with Jeffree because of all the racist things that he said, and yet there have been racist things brought up from all of them. All of them have done some form of racist thing, and it's always been on Twitter. I don't understand how people can't control their Twitters. Like, if you know you're gonna be a big beauty influencer, or if you know you're aspiring to be a beauty influencer, lock that up. Don't put that out in the open. Granted, yes, you want to be yourself, but like, why would you do that? I don't think that's smart. And if you like did change, why wouldn't you delete them? I don't understand with these people lately. But anyways, so I find it very interesting that the whole 5 of them seemingly were perfectly fine being friends with him up until a point, and now it's like, oh no, he's racist, I can't. And it's like, you didn't seem to have a problem with that a couple months ago. So what is the real reason why you are no longer friends with him? That's really what it comes down to me when it comes to those 5. I want to know the real reason why you no longer want to be friends with him. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. I don't support any of them in that little 5. Like I said, I have refollowed. I did attempt to refollow Laura Lee, but honestly, I couldn't handle her personality. It was just a little too much for me. I had subscribed to her at the beginning of my YouTube journey, but like now it's just a little too much. I don't know if I feel like she's changed based on like the first few videos that I saw of her. She's no longer that person, but I can't. I personally cannot handle it. So I no longer subscribe to her. I did give Tati a chance because Tati, although it is in my opinion problematic that she's friends with Jeffree Star, I like her content, and that's basically what I go for her for. I don't go for her. I know that she won't lie. She's never been somebody who I questioned whether she's being paid off or anything like that, never. But at the same time, I like her content and her originality. She does do some original things, so I do like that. So I feel like that's kind of all I have to say about that, to be honest. I do support the Fantastic Five or whatever they call themselves, and yeah, I mean, I think that it is just a trend to support Jeffree now, and it's very interesting that the other 4 in that group are seemingly losing followers while Jeffree seems to be gaining them. That's very interesting. But either way, I can't support any of them. It's just a personal thing. I just can't. Continuing on, there are a couple other, well, there's really only one other beauty influencer that I can think of that is getting a lot of flack that I would like to touch on, and it's Jackie Aina. If you actually follow my channel, my blog, anything like that, you would know that I love Jackie Aina. I do. As YouTubers have said, she is the most well-known woman of color, I would say. Well, not woman of color, black woman, because you got like Huda Beauty and all that, but she is the most well-known black woman when it comes to the makeup industry as for a YouTuber, not like in general, but like as a YouTuber. And it seems like, I think that even from the few years that I've been following her, because I would say for her, I've been following her 2 to 3 years, and that's about the length that I've been really into makeup. So about 2 to 3 years, and she's changed. She has. I don't think that that is a bad thing. I think everybody changes. I mean, from what, the 6 months or so that I've been on YouTube making videos, I've changed. And not even just, not my personality. My personality is the same. I'm still the same tomboy weirdo that will come up here with a sweatshirt or a t-shirt and call it a day. But like, my makeup preferences have changed. And I think with being the most well-known black woman, she has had to change to get to certain places. Now, whether that's right, whether she should have to, that's debatable. But I think that everybody knows that black women have to change to get somewhere within any industry. You have to either change or be super stubborn and just get through all the crap. And I think, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's still been extremely pro black women, extremely pro shade ranges and all that, and that has helped to get brands to extend their shade range and actually pretend to care about people of color. I think that she has done an amazing job when it comes to that. But I do think she's changed. I think that I wouldn't necessarily say the money has gotten to her, but I think that with success, sometimes you change. I mean, I don't really know how else to say it. I think that with all the money that she has gotten from YouTube and her collabs and all of that, like, I think all of that has changed her. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, people change even in their everyday life. Like, life changes you. Different things impact you and force you to change. Like, it's just one of those things. And I think it's not necessarily the fact that Jackie has changed that is getting people up in a tizzy. I think it's just that they have not changed with her. I think that, you know, you can't blame somebody for staying true to who she is. I don't think that she has gone fake. Now, don't get me wrong. She's had some conflicts with other influencers, which I think is disappointing. I don't think anybody should conflict. Is that the right? So many people have, I don't know where my computer or my camera shut off at. I was just rambling per usual. But I mean, to go back to Jackie Aina, like I said, I don't think that she has changed in a bad way. I think it's a natural change. I think that's literally what it is. It's just a natural change that is bound to occur. And, you know, if you aren't in that mindset, if you aren't in that boat with her, then just unsubscribe. I don't understand why that's so hard for people to realize. Like, if you are not feeling whoever you're subscribed to anymore, unsubscribe. I go through periods where I mass subscribe to people. I mean, I'll do like 10 people a day. And then, you know, after I've been subscribed to them for a month or so, I realized, maybe it was just those 3 videos that I really liked. I genuinely don't like their content. And then I unsubscribe. I don't say any hurt feelings towards them. There's nothing to say. I mean, it's not that they're a bad YouTuber. It's just that their content is not what I want. It's not what I look for. And even with some of the people that I'm still subscribed to, I don't watch everybody's videos. And I don't watch all of them. I mean, there are a few people, Makeup Struggles for one, the smaller YouTubers, to be honest. Those are the people that I watch like every single video of theirs. But like the bigger gurus, like really of the bigger people, I am subscribed to Rachel Loves Makeup. I think that's her channel name. I'm subscribed to Jackie Aina, and I'm subscribed to Tati. That's it. I don't have any other huge million subscriber YouTuber that I'm subscribed to. There's no connection between me and them. I am a graduate student that is finding her way. Like, I'm still trying to find my way. So why would I have anything? Oh, and Casey Holmes. But why would I have anything in common with somebody who has a whole collection of Gucci bags? Child, if a purse is over $30, I can't fathom purchasing it. So, I mean, I think a lot of the biggest problem with all of these controversies and, oh, I hate this person, I hate that person, you're not supposed to like them. I think that, like, there are so many people on this platform, that, like, the fact that people are stressing over only these bigger gurus is stupid. Quite honestly, it's just stupid. Like, there's so many people who I genuinely think the people that are in like the 40,000 to 50,000, sometimes even 20,000 range are the best people on this platform because they're honest. They figure out what they're doing here, and they generally have their own original thing, whatever it is. For example, Samantha March, her thing was Will I Buy It? A lot of people have really gotten into doing those, including me. I will be doing one soon, actually right after this video, but like that's her thing. She does the Will I Buy It? She made those popular. I don't know if she created them, but she made them popular. Kimberly Clark, her thing was anti-hauls. She made those famous, and she's within the 40 to 50,000, I believe. She hasn't posted in a while because she's toured, but like that was her thing. Angelica Nyquist, her thing is she does a lot of what is it called, like what the palette should have been. I really like, I think that's one of her better series. Like Makeup Struggles, hers is recreating a palette, so she'll literally do a palette mock-up. All of these beauty influencers, Lauren May Beauty, she does her tube talks where she talks about things to her channel and really gets a conversation started. I think all of those channels are better and more unique because they bring to the table something different. They're not doing the same old thing. They're genuinely, one, they're honest, they're not pretentious, and they're just being true to who they are. Generally, you know, they're not makeup artists, which in this day and age, I would say that is the majority of people. A lot of people are just people who love makeup. They're not makeup artists. So when you have all these people in the millions, yeah, they have a bigger subscriber count, and yes, they do looks that are drop dead gorgeous, but can most of their subscribers do those looks? No. So most of their subscribers, I think, would enjoy being subscribed to somebody who is a smaller YouTuber who can actually do a look that they can recreate. I think that instead of stressing over all of these bigger influencers that you have problems with, just find an influencer that you don't and call it a day. And I mean, and that's just kind of where I'm at personally when it comes to all of these beauty influencers. I mean, I haven't talked about her, but Kathleen Lights. I mean, so many people, I feel like, have given her a pass and don't really care. Gotta find a bronzer. So many people have given her a pass and don't really care about the fact that she said the N-word. And it's like, sis, first of all, you tried it because you got on to, I think she went on to Snapchat. No, first of all, she said it, and then as soon as she said it, she told Jaclyn Hill's petty behind, oh no, you can't post that. And Jaclyn, oh, I was drunk, I didn't know. Really? You weren't too drunk to know how to Snapchat and to know that it was funny what was happening. So, and like, come on now. Like, I feel like you can't, it's just so many problematic people that are in the millions. I don't know if they let the number of subscribers get to their head or what, but I feel like we don't have to support them. The grand reasoning to this whole thing, we don't have to support them. We choose to support them, and if you want to, that's on you. But that's not how I choose to live my life and how I choose to vote with my likes. I think that if you're problematic, you're not, go somewhere. And especially with Kathleen Lights, like, I just, oh, I'm from Cuba and with all my friends, it's a thing. You don't have the right to say that, sis. You don't have the right. Let alone, I mean, there is the whole thing about, really, should anybody be saying that word? Does it, you know, all of that jazz. But for sure, she does not have the right at all. And honestly, Jaclyn Hill, from what I heard, she got a divorce. I didn't know that. Like I said, I don't follow her. I was never like, I think I followed her at one point, but it wasn't like because I loved her or I loved her makeup looks. It was honestly just because everybody always talks about her, so I just went ahead and did it. Let me just line my eyes and I'll be right back. My problem with her is, one, all of her collabs have a problem. Every last one. I mean, you would think at this point she's been in the game for how long that, like, she would be able to get all of the bumps out of her collabs before they release. But every time she comes out with a collab, there's some form of controversy. The Becca ones, hot toddy mess. Hot mess. Half were good, half were bad. She fell out with the brand. They released her shade of highlighter without her. Like, hot toddy mess. And then with her Morphe ones, her latest two ones, not the Jaclyn Hill favorites, I'm talking about the actual palette that she created, the shades. And then this last 4-pack of eyeshadows, hot mess. The first round of her second collab with Morphe had a packaging flaw. The packaging was dirty. You couldn't get the eyeshadow off the palette. And then on top of that, the names weren't on the palettes. And then y'all go ahead and make it permanent and make a better packaging. Like, why didn't y'all just do that from the get-go? You knew it was gonna be a hot seller. You knew it. Because regardless of what Jaclyn Hill does, she is a moneymaker for brands. Specifically Morphe and Becca. So why didn't y'all already know from the get-go that y'all shouldn't do that? It just doesn't make sense. The whole Kathleen Lights thing, I'ma need ColourPop to figure out somebody else to do a collab with. Every 2 seconds, they're doing a collab. Like, they act like they can't go outside of the people that they've already done collabs with, and you can. I can promise you, ColourPop, other people will have people to support them and give you money. It's really interesting how these problematic beauty gurus are always the ones who get the collabs. Like, it's like the brands see the problems and they're like, well, you know what? They're in a lot of people's mouths right now and they still have 1 million people. Their fan base is loyal. Let's still promote them. Like, it's very interesting. I mean, I get on a business aspect. They have upwards of millions of followers. So, you know, even if like 1/10 of those people purchased their collab, you would make bank. But at what point do not only the followers have to make a stand, but also the brands? At what point? I think that at the end of the day, we all need to do what's best for us. I mean, this might be a little too dark. That's interesting. I think that for me, what's best for me is to, yes, have those few bigger influencers that I support, mainly, and I'm not even gonna hold you up, it's because they get so much PR that they can review so many things quicker. But as for the messiness of them, I'm not here for. I'm really not. And good Lord, I need to sharpen this. I know I rambled on a lot when it came to this video. I think I'm just gonna do this lipstick. I know I rambled on a lot when it came to this video, and I apologize for that. I was just getting my thoughts together, and this is after me thinking on this topic for a while. A very long while. But at the end of the day, I think that with these problematic YouTubers, influencers, all of them, not only do us as subscribers, people who watch YouTube, we need to put our votes into who we subscribe to, who we like their videos. I think also brands need to do something as well. I think it can't only just be us. I think it needs to be two-sided kit and caboodle. But it looks like my face is done. I think I've rambled on enough. Let me just find a fixing spray. And yeah, I mean, I hope this was somewhat clear for people to follow. Basically, I was just talking about problematic influencers and my opinions on each of them. I would love to hear you guys' opinions. I'm one of those people, I like to get all the information and then I make my opinions from what I have gotten thus far. This is what I feel. I feel like I won't support the Fantastic Five. No. I'm not a supporter of Kathleen Lights. No. Jackie I still support, but you know, I'm not watching all of her videos as much as I used to. It just kind of, if this video tickles my fancy, I'll watch it. And yeah, I think those are all the influencers. Oh, and Jaclyn Hill I don't support. So that's the 8 influencers that I talked about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, definitely comment down below what you feel about them. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I hope this wasn't too long. I will try and edit it down. And yeah, it's been real, y'all. Peace.